Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy RJ back at you again. Alright y'all, so today we got now we got play How the Party Fleeced Vecna and the Mind Flare by Playmate Leak. So I ain't gonna waste no more of y'all time. Y'all already know what to do. Leave a like, comment down below what y'all want to see me react to next and your thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to my channel if you have not done so already. It'd be greatly appreciated, and turn the post notification bell so you never miss when I upload. Let's go.
To a Hopper and Kali being held at gunpoint by the military. Mind you, we are in the upside down, by the way, trying to stop Vecna from dropping a literal planet from the fucking sky. And the US military is more worried about kidnapping a damn child rather than saving their own world. Bro, can somebody just slime out Dr. K already? Like, just boom her every time she's on my...
That man Hopper had the chance to slime her out, and he literally held her at gunpoint, and instead of her putting a cap in her, he literally just pistol whipped her and knocked her out.
My screen, I just want to hit her with an RKO. Not to mention her whole plotline is just crazy as hell. She wants to run experiments on pregnant women using L's blood. That way they can create some mutant babies.
Ew.
Nah, they finna have a whole bunch of mini flights running around that hoe. We cut back to the military pressing Hopper for L's location, but we all know my dog ain't saying a word. Nigga been trying to off himself all season. Bro, he does not care. Now, because Hopper refuses to communicate, they up the blick on Kali. And I just know Shawty low-key confused as hell.
I'm like, what do you say fuck me for?
They trying to off her for all the damage she's done to the show. Because somehow, both of the most dog shit episodes in this series involve her in a plot. Like, at this point, she's the common denominator. Now, Murray shows up with the plot armor of doom, throwing a grenade that magically takes out the chopper and the soldiers. Like, alright, Duffer Brothers, they just be letting anybody come in and save the day. Y'all might as well call this show plot armor themes. Now, after the explosion, we see heads getting snapped. I'm talking bodies dropping left and right. And I'm watching it be like,
I know that ain't who I think it is.
And then we see that it's the GOAT 11. And I don't care what y'all say. L is so tough, bro. The writer should be eviscerated.
Yes, bro. L is the toughest character out of in the whole cast. I mean, like, yeah, you got Will, who just got sorcerer power. But L been doing this since day one, season 1, episode 1.
For what they did to my GOAT this season. They set up potentially one of the greatest arcs of all time. Just to sideline her for Holly? Like, nigga, I don't care about no Holly. We get back to Ellen.
I mean, like, yeah, Holly was cool, and I did like Holly's character, but it's kind of like, yeah, okay, can we get back to 11, Mike, and Will, and all them, please? Like, yeah, I like Holly, and I like Holly too, but like they said, Holly took up most of the screen time over L and the rest.
She's out here moving different, forcing the soldier to put the gun to his head and booming him. And oh my, she just caught so many bodies, bro. This is how she should have been moving since the first episode this season. They should have picked up from the apocalyptic vibe from season 4.
Exactly, bro, and they didn't pick up from this spot, and this part was so confusing, and it pissed me off, because like, why would you not pick up from this part? I understand I guess they were pressed for time or whatever, but it's like, why would you not pick up from this part? And then you gonna go with that little stupid excuse. Oh, we ain't got much time, and we got delayed, so we just gonna skip a whole year. What? So you just gonna leave us on a cliffhanger with the world in shambles? The world, every freaking part of the world almost is split in half, and then when season 5 finally come out, you just gonna leave us on a cliffhanger, wondering what happened, and then you just gonna say, oh, it's a year later, and they just covered up all the patches and stuff between the world and the ground with freaking metal. Okay.
From there, it should have been straight violence. We see that somehow Kali got shot during the explosion. And nah, I low-key feel bad, bro. I've been calling her a traitor, thinking she was gonna backdoor everyone. And then this happens? Damn, bro. RIP Kali. Now we cut to the abyss where we see the party pulling up on Vecna. And I'm not gonna lie, they deep as hell, bro. They got the whole damn Avenger squad for this.
For real.
Meanwhile, Vecna's out here moving like Jeffrey Epstein. I'm talking dog couldn't wait to get his hands on some minors. Minors! Vecna's sneaking around looking for Holly.
Bro, what?
Out to cut slicing him. She then smacks the shit out of him before getting caught and then choked. And at first I wasn't.
I'm not gonna lie, that's one thing I hate about certain people who try to do stuff like that. They be running up on people and yelling. I would have snuck up on bro, and I would have stabbed that dude right through the chest. What you hollering for? Why you making noise to let bro know you behind him?
I'm gonna say nothing, but nah, f that shit.
This nigga is a fucking pedophile!
He tosses Holly, knocking her out. Then before he could do anything, he gets distracted by a memory. The entire reason he was scared to enter this cave. As we see young Vecna getting shot in the head. Will feels this because, you know, hive mind. Then he tells us that Vecna's scared. And that's cool and all, bro. But there's something wrong with this picture. Now I'm gonna say this in the nicest way possible. Why the f is Joyce Byers in the abyss? Let alone the upside down. Like, whose mans is this?
You put him on the TV.
Go home! Dog, in season 1, you couldn't even breathe in the upside down. Place was covered with Richard Mary's music. Straight ass.
Not Richard Mary's music. And then he says ass. That's a crazy straight right there, but whatever, we're gonna let it slow. We're gonna let it
now
go
they
by.
just be letting any and everyone in there. At this point, I can take 10 of y'all to go in there and stop Vecna. We get back to L, Hopper, and Murray in the upside down. And L's telling Hopper that she can use the boulders as a shortcut to the abyss. And that's just about what she does. Off camera, she just marks.
But it's kind of like, that's why they did it off camera, because they didn't want you to see that. Because it's like, in the last episode or a couple episodes ago, she was literally struggling to jump over a freaking truck. She was even struggling to push a truck over. In another episode, in the same episode when she tried to push the truck over, she literally struggled to lift a metal plate off the ground. When back in like the early season, she literally flipped the truck out of nowhere like it was nothing when she was a little kid. But okay, she's struggling. All right.
Real leaps up that bit. Hey, at least now they're using logic. We get back to Vecna's memory and he's slamming out the scientists. We then see him taking the briefcase he wanted, then opening it. Then after he opens it, he picks up this rock connecting him to the mind flayer. And oh my, this nigga genuinely starts tweaking. No, actually him, Will, and President Vecna are tweaking. The scientist tells Vecna to resist, but Vecna hit him with the
Man, shut your bitch ass up, nigga.
booming this nigga in a way so crazy, I can't even show y'all. Will starts talking to Vecna, telling bro that he's not even evil. You're just like me, Henry. You're a victim. Then he starts trying to use the power of friendship to make Vecna pull a KD and switch sides. And not gonna lie, at first I low-key thought he was gonna switch sides. I thought we was finna be moving like the 2017 Warriors. But dog, I was wrong. Because Vecna, remembering the aura he once had, starts to lock in, hitting Will with the
nigga, you gay.
As we see the mind flayer awakening from his slumber. And oh my.
Is that the Grim Reaper?
But the crazy part about it is basically just like a giant mindless spider monster when in the show it literally told Henry to come and find him, and throughout the entire season of the show, you could especially the early season, you could clearly see that the mind flayer has a mind of his own and is doing this on his a lot of this the mind flayer doing on his own is basically just using Henry as help. But right here we just get a mindless spider monster.
Now the party takes off running as they're getting chased by this giant mutant mind flayer. And I'd be lying if I said that I really like this version of the mind flayer, because I don't. I really wanted to see my demon, but nevertheless, at least we still got him.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that version of the mind flayer was way better. Way better.
Mind flayer. They're out here running for their life before Dustin gets knocked over. And Lucas, being one of the realest niggas in this show, comes in for the save. The party takes off running again, but this time the mind flayer actually uses its mind, showing off its 99 IQ. It slams down both of its arms, trapping the party. And then a mind flayer leans in and is about to eat the party. Just in case y'all forgot, this show is now called Plot Armor Themes, because right before the mind flayer eats everyone, it gets rocked. And when it recovers, we see that it's the GOAT 11. Now, was this plot armor? Why, yes.
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
it was.
most
but
definitely.
plot armor is allowed to exist when it's happening to my favorite characters. I do not care. Like my glorious Steve, for example. To everyone who thinks that Steve should be dead, y'all have no idea how good Steve Harrington is. Y'all want to be mad about fake deaths? Go look at Max or Hopper. Keep your hands on my Steve. L charges at the
Hey, yo, bro. Like, bro, we not killing Max at all. Max, even though Max ain't really do much in this season for real, because like she was basically just doing a bunch of running around with Holly in her mind or whatever, and she's in a coma from literally the entire season toward the end. When she graduated, which is kind of like high in the word that she graduated when she been in a coma for like 2 or 3 years, which is crazy. But either way it go, we not killing him. Now Hopper, he can go, like he said, Hopper been trying to die for like at least 2 or 3 seasons now. Come on now.
Mind flayer and starts moving, and she really got the whole group in shock. She then boosts off the ground, giving us probably the coldest moment in this finale. And bro, the size difference is actually insane. This is supposed to be a coughing baby to a hydrogen bomb, but L says nah, I'ma start cooking, ripping open the mind flayer's chest and then entering, and without saying so much as a
but it's like, why you Never mind.
She snatches Vecna's chain, calling him out for the ISO. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I went to see this in theaters. And when I tell y'all this moment had so much aura, like me with Batman, I knew I had to glaze. Because Vecna started talking that ish. So, you truly do want to die. Absolute cinema, absolute peak chef's kiss. Vecna attacks, but L pushes him back, and they start having a force battle out of Star Wars before Vecna extends his arm for the stab, forcing L to dodge. So the Captain Save a Hole anthem turns on because Mike just couldn't let L fight alone. Oh shit, that's a bar, by the way. Then the group comes up with a plan to ambush the Mind Flayer, but there's only one problem, being that someone has to be bait. And without any hesitation, Nancy Walkham Down Wheeler decides to be bait. And man, she is so goated.
Yes, bro. My girl, yes sir, bro. My
becoming Rambo, and she
exactly. I didn't even realize that. My girl Nancy said, "I got y'all. I'm gonna be the bait. Y'all go do what y'all gotta do. I got this."
Still makes it work. Like, ooh, I like that. Now Vecna's spamming the same attack in his fight with Hill, as she jumps into the air but gets caught before being slammed into the ground. Then right before Vecna could get his first and only dub of the season, the Mind Flayer starts leaning. And I'm over here thinking that it's Kali, who somehow magically survived, but it turns out it's just Nancy with regular AR ammo. Now I have,
which is freaking crazy, by the way, because this is the Mind Flayer, the same thing that's working with Henry Vecna to take over the entire world and merge the two worlds together, and been taking over Will since season 1. And this thing is being affected by freaking bullets.
No explanation on how regular bullets have this effect on the Mind Flayer,
exactly,
other than Nancy Walkham Down Wheeler. So don't ask, because I don't have the answers, man. L tosses sand into Vecna's eye, which is low-key dirty, bro. Then when he recovers, she tosses him. She tries to follow up, but he responds with his own toss, and then bro goes right back to that weak-ass arm grab. Now Nancy is putting the team on her back on straight Stephen Curry timing. She successfully makes it to her spot and begins unloading.
Not the little running sound.
The Mind Flayer is trying his hardest, but he cannot reach Nancy. Now in this situation, what is the Mind Flayer supposed to do, brother? It's supposed to flay. It's literally in his name. As much as I love Nancy, she's supposed to be flayed right now. But for some reason, the Mind Flayer went from this godlike entity to being a literal giant spider. And right here is when I realized what was happening.
My gosh.
The Duffer brothers are just rage baiting, and I have proof.
They gotta be, bro. They gotta
be eaten alive. We see one of the biggest robberies of all time. This was a bigger robbery than when my Saints got fleeced in the NFC chip, because somehow they start taking down the Mind Flayer with everyday weapons, and half of the weapons are the same ones that did no damage to the Demogorgon.
Exactly, bro. That part didn't make no sense. How did the Demogorgons literally just run through people who are shooting with regular bullets and fire, just run through them like it ain't nothing, but all of a sudden when they hit the Mind Flayer with freaking like fire and flamethrowers and regular bullets, it affected the Mind Flayer, but it did nothing to the Demogorgons, but just made them even more mad than they already were.
But Leak, they have flamethrowers, okay? Nigga, so the same flamethrowers that Vecna tossed to the side with ease? Nigga, this the Mind Flayer.
Exactly,
I'm not
bro.
even gonna get into the details because I'm absolutely heated right now. Because the moment Vecna fights back, the sassy shooter Will saves the day. And bro, you're supposed to be tweaking out right now.
Exactly.
What in the plot armor thing is happening?
Bro, exactly, bro. I was kind of confused. Like, bro, you supposed to, like he said, you supposed to be dang near on the ground having a seizure right about now, but somehow you just got up and now you're just in control of Henry again all of a sudden. Like, yeah, okay.
No fraudulent things, because this is the same nigga y'all were comparing to Pennywise, the same nigga who slimed out the entire cast first episode. Nah, bro, I'ma just head out. To sum up this fleece, Vecna gets impaled and the Mind Flayer gets taken down without flaying a soul, by the way. It's like they forgot their own damn show. All of the kids get freed, and for some reason, Joyce is the one who ends Vecna. I don't care what anyone says.
I mean, it felt right because technically, I guess you could say Joyce is getting revenge because this whole thing started because Vecna took Will from the jump and infected Will with the Mind Flayer from the beginning. So you could kind of say it's justified on why she got the final kill, I guess.
We were robbed, and y'all niggas are trash. Anyways, Happy New Year. I hope y'all enjoyed the holiday break. If y'all want me to cover a real demon, let me know in the comments. I really do love y'all, and I hope I made y'all's day better. Follow.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, y'all. Dope video by that boy Playmate Leak. Alright, y'all, so hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. Turn the post notification bell so you never miss when I upload a video, and please subscribe to my channel so you always know when I'm uploading. Anyway, I don't know what I'm saying, but anyway, alright, y'all, so that's been your brother RJ, and I'm up out of here. Deuces.